Utang na loob, let me see. I'm just going to accept the recording here. Utang na loob, okay, that obligation, and now you have to help your uncle clean out his garage. And what about this one? Uy, oh, is that what you do? You're food enough. You look like a homeless. What will your teachers say if they see that? Ay, nako. That's an example of the Filipino value of hiya, shame. You shouldn't look shameful like that. And then here's my favorite. Yes, yes, it's important for you to choose. You may choose yourself which career you want. Okay? Which one will you choose? Okay, ready? Nurse or doctor? Either one. Okay, it's up to you. Up to you. That's an example of the Filipino value of amor proprio, which is pride and dignity in upholding the appearance and the expectations of what others think you should do. So these Filipino values, pakikisama, going along with others, utang na loob, obligation, hiya, which is shame, or amor proprio, which is upholding that appearance of what others expect of you. These are just a few of the values that keep us from being assertive, especially now when we need to, with all that's going on in our society. And I realize and recognize that these Filipino values, they were rooted in good intentions. I mean, they were made to help us be strong, right? But here in the United States, they're not working for us. They're not. We need to learn how to speak up for ourselves and find our voice. So we're going to talk about actual techniques to use in not just situations of racism, but also in your life and your relationships. So we're going to go through 3 different types of aggression and how to handle them. High level aggression, mid level aggression, and low level aggression. So high level aggression would be like where you might be in a dangerous situation. You're at a party and one of the guys is just really drunk and getting totally fired up and is shouting out racist slurs and throwing punches. Okay, there's danger happening there. Okay, and so it's not always time for you to just be a hero, save the day. If you're in imminent danger, you need to remove yourself. Be safe. Sometimes there's a reason why you might have to stick around and engage. Maybe the person is your brother. Okay, you're gonna have to stick around and help him out. If it's your friend, if it's your cousin, they mean enough to you that you need to figure this out. Or if you're at a party where you are responsible for the safety of someone else who's with you, maybe it's a family party or something like that, or a community party. If you have your children there, or if you have your siblings there, you might have to stick around at least to make sure that they're safe. And then you need to remember, remain calm. Is it really easy to remain calm when someone's throwing punches and shouting out racist slurs? No, it's not. But we're talking now about being assertive, which is remaining calm and composed and finding a solution. So the technique that I'm going to teach you for this particular situation is called the mud chucker method. Okay, so if you don't know what a mud chucker is that upside down brush that you put on the floor and you scrub your boots when you come in with your muddy boots. Anger is like mud. And when people come into your house, they get it all over the place. So you need to remove the mud with the mud chucker, okay? You remove the mud, you observe the situation, and then you can communicate. So when you're talking to that angry party goer, you can recognize that they're upset. I see that you're upset. So immediately you're connecting and removing the mud. What are you upset about? How can we fix this? So you can come in, not like, yo, dude, what's your problem? You know, that's what you feel like saying. But you come in, come on, let's figure this out. What's going on? I'm here, you know, I can help you. I see you're upset. When you remove that mud, it allows you to be more sensible in the situation. And let's look at mid-level aggression. Okay, this is where someone might be getting in your face or insulting you, but there's no real danger happening yet. In one of my previous jobs, I had a boss who used to call me the little Filipino. And he always had that little attitude like that. And whenever I came into a room, little Filipino thinks she knows it all. Here she is, clear the room, little Filipino's here. And my action is to, number one, determine if I have a reason to engage. In this case, it was my boss. So I need to know that we have a professional relationship going. It's not like some person across the parking lot who's like, yo, little Filipino. And then I'm not going to race across the parking lot and say, I need to talk to you about that. I don't have a role in that situation. But with my boss, I need to fix this if we plan on having any kind of interactions in the future. Then I need to communicate why to prevent it getting worse. He might be like singing little Filipino songs and making it even worse and saying, come over here and get some egg rolls or whatever. Like it could get worse if I let it. So I need to snatch that, to snap it. And then I need to communicate to speak my truth. I'm not going to have him going around saying, little Filipino knows it all. It's not true. So I need to correct it. But I need to remain calm and communicate assertively. Remember, composed but firm. So I'm going to tell you in this situation to use the repeat button method. So you hit the repeat button and it means maintaining the same message and controlling your tone. So every time he does it, I can say, the first time he does it, I can say, please don't call me little Filipino. It's really insulting to me. The next day I go into the office, he does the same thing, and I can say, please stop calling me that. And the next time I can say, I'm asking you, don't call me that. Please don't call me that. Okay. And then over time, it might take a little bit, a few times, but he'll realize if I'm about to say lit and start it, I know I'm going to come back. It's going to come back with a comment from Dr. Abby. So I'm just going to like zip it and not continue. They get the message. But if it does continue, there's another method called the conditioner method. So the conditioner method has you present a condition and then an action and then do it. So if you continue, so you would say, if you continue to call me that name, I will be contacting human resources. So then the second it happens again, you do it. You don't just say, see, there you go again. You really want me to call HR, don't you? Or I'm really doing it next time. You already said next time, last time, right? So just do it because you said you would do it. You don't even have to say another word. Just turn around, go out, and make that call. I just want to stop before we go into low level aggression and talk about our favorite question. I know you know where I'm coming from when I say this. Where are you really from? And the question is this really a racist question? Okay, you go into the grocery store, someone says, where are you from? Then you tell them, oh, San Diego, LA. And then they say, no, where are you really from? And a lot of people think that this is a racist question. There's this thing called the perpetual foreigner syndrome. Not sure if you've heard of it, but it basically means that when we walk into a room, people see that they see our face, okay? They immediately connect us with whatever they know about people who look like us. It's just automatic. All kinds of thoughts go through their heads. Like, I wonder if she cooks adobo just like that other lady. I wonder if he sings karaoke like that other guy. Oh, she probably knows math really well, so she could help me figure out this problem. It's a fact of life in society today. So we need to figure out how we're going to own that moment, how we're going to change that moment instead of being offended. First, understand that this is a form of connection. Okay, you might actually look just like that guy's sister's neighbor, and she just happens to be the nicest lady ever. And he just felt this familiarity when he saw you. Like, I mean, you're not the sister's neighbor, but he just feels like he already knows you. And you also need to understand that in this day and age, it's still acceptable as a form of connection, as a way that somebody can connect with you. It's like a socially acceptable way to ask you something about yourself. What's not acceptable is if they say, "Yo, you Republican or Democrat?" Or, "Ah, hi, good morning. How much do you make?" And they also can't just go up to you and say, Hi, you look pretty big. How much do you weigh?" That's not acceptable. Okay. And just realizing that it is acceptable right now and this person might just be trying to connect, there's no reason to attack that person who's just trying to ask you where your family is from, where this look is from. They're just curious. So, how do you respond? You decide how much would you like to engage with them. Okay, this guy came up, this guy at the gas station the other day, Indian guy, is like, "Oh, you Filipino?" No, he said, "Oh, where are you from?" And I said, "Oh, I was born in New York, raised in Florida, but both my parents are from the Philippines," because I know what they want to know, right? He goes, "Oh, Philippines. Yeah, I knew it. When I worked on the cruise line, I worked with many Filipinos. Yeah, chicken adobo." And I'm like, some people are like, seriously? Like, why do you have to just say chicken adobo just because I look Filipino? But I was like, yeah, I know. Have you had chicken adobo? And it's so good with rice, right? Oh my goodness, that you're making me hungry right now. And we could talk food all day long. But if you're not like me, or if you just kind of need to go, I came here to buy milk and leave, right? You don't want to hang out and be best friends with this person in the store. You just communicate honestly and you say, "Hey, yeah, I'm from the Philippines. Hey, listen, I got to get going. Have a good day. All right, bye." And you go. The other thing that Filipinos might do, because we're not very good at confronting, it's not in our culture, is we'll sit there and we'll have the conversation and we'll smile and we'll laugh, but we will hate the person the entire time. And afterwards, we'll feel like someone just beat us to a bloody pulp. Okay, because we didn't stick up for ourselves. And then one other thing is, if you're up to it, if you want to educate, you can say, "Hey, I know you're trying to connect, and I'm really having fun talking to you. But I kind of wanted to let you know that not very many, or you can say not all of us like being asked that question. So I might want to just keep that in mind in the future. Oh yeah, yeah, I never really thought about it like that. So you can be an educator too if you want, but it's up to you. You're the one who's stuck in the situation where you have to not defend, but represent this space when you walk into a store. Let's just go back to the last level of aggression. This is low level aggression. And this is one that you might not even see. And that's why it's low. It's not visible because those people, here's an example, people are talking about you to other people rather than directly coming to you. It's aggressive. It's offensive, but it's not happening in front of you. So it's low level. And why would you want to address that? Why would you want to assert yourself in that? Number one, because you want to prevent escalation. It could just snowball and get worse and worse if you guys don't get to the bottom of this. But make sure you don't just run in there and go, "Oh my goodness, you backstabber." You remain calm and you communicate assertively. And the method I'm going to teach you for this one is called the magical mirror method. And in this method, you have a mirror, okay? And you look into the mirror and it prevents you from attacking the person that's behind the mirror. You can't see them, you see yourself. And it prevents you from saying all those you statements, "You backstabber, you liar." And it allows you instead to see only your feelings. When you say, "I am upset, I am sad this is happening, I feel hurt," then you'll know how to express your I statements to this person. You can say, "I feel concerned about some of the things that you might be saying about me." Or, "I feel like something's going on and I just wanted to know if we could talk about it. I like when you talk about things. Can we talk now? Is everything okay?" So then it's not attacking. So that's the magical mirror method. Now, now you guys know. Some of the assertiveness techniques that you can use them in the face of racism. But before you do, I want you to do two things. Okay. Number one is understand that that person that you're talking to, that backstabber, that insulting boss, that uh, punch throwing, the punch throwing party goer, they're human too. They're putting out those racist slurs. They're hurting you in some way, but maybe they're hurting you because they're hurt. Because hurt people hurt people. Maybe they're just misled. They have a different maturity level than you do. They have a different awareness or a bank of knowledge than you do. Maybe they were raised to think poorly. You understand that too when you communicate with them. And then, now that we've gotten to talk about these assertiveness techniques, I need you to practice. Maybe that's what's going on right now. Maybe this afternoon you're not going to deal with anybody who's offensive, but you need to practice now so that you're prepared. And part of that practice could be just having conversations with yourselves like, hey, what did you think about that seminar earlier? What would I do? What would you do? It's up to you now. You need to decide how you're going to respond in the face of racism or anybody that's offensive. Imagine yourself in these situations. Someone's yelling racist slurs across the parking lot. Someone's punching people at a party. Someone's insulting you. Someone's talking behind your back. Are you going to lash out? Are you going to lose your control? Decide now to be assertive. Express yourself in a firm yet calm and composed manner. Be the noble one. Feel that lakas ng loob that comes not from holding things in, but from asserting yourself. Be strong. And when you learn how to assert yourself, you become strong, and then you'll become free, and you'll become healthier, you become happier, and eventually you become fearless. You have a responsibility to yourself, and to others to really show up and use that voice. I'm Dr. Abby Hamilton, and I just want to tell you, lakasan ang loob mo and speak up, anak.
Thank you, Dr. Ivy, for such an empowering, inspiring presentation. And now we're gonna move into Q&A session. So if you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. And if you wanna remain anonymous, you can private message me or Victor's question as well.
While they're doing that, I just want to tell you, hey guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at Abby Hamilton 333. And if you follow me, I'll follow you back. Send me a megaphone for, we're going to speak up, okay? Send me a megaphone. You don't have to like put a whole big message or anything, but I'll follow you back to Abby Hamilton 333. All right. So are there any questions? Everybody good? Any comments? Anything resonate with you at all? I'm wondering if any of you feel this. Do you feel this?
I actually got a private message in regards to your presentation. So then they're actually curious as to how so your entire workshop focuses around speaking up or like assertiveness against like kind of like racism or just like when people try to ask you questions. They were curious as to how like would you handle this differently if it was with like family members or even like friends for some sort, like
Actually, these are the actual techniques and methods that are for family and work situations and friends. So for example, if a family member, let's say a toxic tita, right? And your auntie comes in and every time she sees you, she says, oh, you're fat, you gained weight, you gained weight, you gained weight. Then you could say, you can use the repeat button method and you'll say, tita, please don't say that to me. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And of course they're gonna say like, oh, you're so sensitive. My goodness. But then next time they say it, you say, Tita, please don't say that. I just feel uncomfortable. Say it about 3 times, and the next time when they're about to, they'll feel themselves, they'll get the point that they'll remember, ooh, he's gonna say, don't do that. So I won't say it. It may be in their head, or maybe to their friend, they'll say, she doesn't like me to tell her she's fat. But at least she's not saying it to you anymore. Even in a boyfriend girlfriend, in marriage, I just celebrated my 26th wedding anniversary, and in my relationship with my husband, I need to make sure that I speak up, and I'll say, the magical mirror method, instead of saying something like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe you, blah blah blah." I can't believe you drank the last of the milk, like you knew I needed it, whatever. I could say something like, I'm sad because I wanted to make, I don't know, macaroni and cheese tonight and there's no milk. So you still say it. You don't just say, whatever, he's so selfish. You actually bring it up, but you talk about your own feelings. These are tried and true methods in psychology and in communication that I just twisted towards assertiveness. So um, yeah, try them all. They're really good. They'll change your life. And even like, I don't know if you want me to keep going, but I just helped a college student break up with his girlfriend, and he was like, she's going to flip out. She's going to say a lot of things. And I was like, you just tell her, yeah, we can't continue. And then she says, you're so selfish. And then he just kept repeat button. He kept doing the repeat button. Yeah, we just need to break up. And he didn't change his message, and everything was like, it actually turned out like she got the message, and it wasn't, he didn't change his message and say, what do you mean I'm so selfish? He just kept saying, stayed straight and stayed strong, repeat button, same message, and then finally it was done. Oh, thanks, Jasmine and Cindy. I got your message.
I just wanted to say, like, I actually like really enjoyed this conversation or this like presentation because, in all honesty, like, I can't speak on the behalf of like everyone else, but like for me, I have like a really hard time kind of like standing up for myself, or like I often feel like when it comes to these situations, I feel a little bit more like shy, or that I should like kind of like keep quiet, like especially with like elders when they're like kind of like, oh, like Victor, like you're so like fat, you're so ugly. And it's just like when I try to speak up, I guess like I don't speak up in like the methods that you use, in the sense that like they see it as like a sign of like disrespect. So like I'm like more in like I'm interested, and I'm also like I can't wait to see like kind of apply these like methods to like, conversating with my family, because like I definitely feel like, enough is enough. Like I'm kind of like I've had enough roasting, or it's time for me to like stand up for myself.
Yeah. And I mean, at some point you can do things like say something like, Mom, Dad, I'm working really hard to gain my confidence in the person that I am. And like, because I'm a parent of college kids and older, and your parent wants to be proud of you. So at some point you can throw it back at them and say, I'm really trying to be confident and, try to take the best care of myself. And I know you have no ill intention, but I just ask if you could just maybe not say those things. Then later on they'll say, well, Victor's really trying. I'm proud of him. They won't tell you. They might not always tell you, but they're thinking about it. They're talking about it behind closed doors.
Dr. Abby, we actually have another question. It's raised as a Filipino American. I find it incredibly hard to speak up, especially when it comes to my mental health or towards my family's comments. Do you have any tips on how I could build up the courage to do the action of speaking up?
Yeah. And if your parents and your family love you, they may not believe in mental health therapy and counseling and things like that. But if they love you, at some point they'll be like, hmm, I guess she's trying to take care of herself. That's not a crime, right? So then you just stand up for her and say, I know that it's not your thing, but for me, I know that, and you're a grown up now, right? they're going to watch you, and you'll say, for me, I know that I need this, and I would just like for you to kind of support me if you could. I know you love me. See, hold them on the fact that they love you. They're never going to say, I don't love you. You could say, I know that you love me and you want the best for me. And at this point, this is the best for me. And I hope you'll support me. And I love you too. And I want to be the best daughter, and I want to be successful in what I do, but I'm dealing with some things right now, and I feel like this counseling or this mental health um, support is really going to be the right thing for me. And they will judge. They will judge because they're uncomfortable or not familiar with it. You just let them say whatever they're going to say. At least you spoke your truth, and then over time they'll be like, I guess she's growing up, huh? You know what I mean? They'll kind of be put in their place. Parents of college children in the first place, no matter what race you are, we have a hard time because we spend all these years steering the ship, and now all of a sudden you're steering the ship. You're supposed to be steering the ship, and we're supposed to become the lighthouse on the shore that you can just look back to when you need us. But some parents, they're just still trying to steer the ship. So it's hard for college parents in the first place to kind of see you become a grown up, but you do it and take ownership and just show them I'm a grown up now. I'm taking the steering wheel. I'm taking control of my life, and I'm working to make it the very best. But then you also have to make sure that you prove to them that you are making decisions. You aren't just a lazy bum who's sitting there playing video games when you're supposed to be in college class. You know what I mean? You show them different things that you're doing to be responsible. Mom, I've decided to start, eating healthier. Mom, I decided to be part of the student association, and I am speaking to the college president next week. Show them that you are. They don't want you to just be babies forever. So you might have to help them through their journey too. Hope that helps. Yeah, we only have about 3 minutes left. So anybody else, or you can always email me. You can message me on Instagram, Abby Hamilton 333, or you can email me at hello@drabbyhamilton.com. I would love to continue conversations like this. Actually, you guys, I have a daily video on a 1 minute daily video on Instagram every single day on assertiveness, and it's only 1 minute because I put it on TikTok also, and also I'm on Clubhouse. If you're not in Clubhouse, get on Clubhouse. Let me know if you need an invite. I have I think 7 invites, and it's invitation only, but I speak on this every Friday night, 6 p.m. PST. I have a show called Dear Dr. Abby, and we talk about this kind of stuff over and over and over again because everybody needs it and everybody's struggling, and we're here to support each other. Yeah. Leslie, yeah, now you have you you could have used these tips with your friend previously, but now you have them for the future. So this will help. And practice, practice, practice. I hope to see all of you guys on Instagram. It would be so cool to increase my family and just kind of connect with you. It's every single day we have these little talks.
I think that wraps up the end of our presentation. Feel free to continue saying thank you, but from the bottom of my heart and also Jenny's, the co-lead for the Mental Health Commission, we just wanted to extend our warm gratitude and just thank you so much for speaking up about this, because it's just so I personally think that it's very like impactful, and you've definitely like given me much more like confidence in like how I can interact and also stand up for myself. So thank you so much, Dr. Abby.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, thanks for all the comments. Okay, guys, have a good rest of your conference. I'm so excited. Mental health, mental health.
Yes. And for the recording, we're going to be uploading these onto our website in the next couple of days once we finally get it all processed through the system. If anything, we'll just send out like a campus-wide email saying that once all of the videos are uploaded. And Dr. Abby, we will be sending you these recordings as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you again for this amazing presentation and conference. And yeah, and thank everyone for coming. So I think we're gonna close the link. Yes.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.